Here we are playing Fast Food Franchise, and once again, this is 3 turns in a row. Boom, boom, boom. Red has chicken. Well, they can't survive this one. I thought they were finished on the last one, but this one, there's no question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to have $40,000 that they pull from here, and they have 9, one left from the last time they ate, and then 8 more from when yellow landed on them. They're just going to scoop over, hand that to the yellow player, and they're out of the game. All the pizza pavilions have been ripped up, and that makes it available for other people now. That's one of the kind of cool things about this game is if you don't like that somebody's taken a company, if you can knock them out of the game, you get that company, you can buy that company and start it yourself. Anyway, that's the end of red, and we're down to 3. So yellow then went and not only did they get their expansion from being hit, but another one from the investment opportunity. Quick $40,000, a couple more chicken, making it really deadly, and then they're starting the big boy up. They landed here in Los Angeles, and they bought the steak and salad. That's $70,000. Now, one thing you'll notice, my steak and salad mat is a little hand-drawn thing. Strangely enough, my copy didn't come with this. I bought it brand new, shrink wrapped and everything back in the day, and steak and salad was missing. Now, I was old enough at that point where I actually contacted the seller, and well, not the store. They were aware of it, but there wasn't much they could do easily. But I had them write me up a receipt, which they hadn't done before, and handled it myself because I knew the store owner didn't really want to take care of this. And I sent something out to Tim Jim and never got a response. Now, it turns out it may not have been Tim Jim's fault here. It may have been actually the fault of the United States Post Service. Yeah. My problems with them didn't start here. I had trouble with them back in Buffalo, New York as well, where because I didn't have my name on my mailbox, even though mail came to me, every now and then my mailman would just not deliver stuff. Sometimes he decided not to bring some of my mail and didn't tell me about it. So I found this out when a check or something ended up returned, and somebody contacted me by phone and said, why couldn't I get my mail to you? Well, it's because nobody let me know that I was supposed to put it there. I'm here living with my wife. Her name's on the mailbox, mine isn't. Stuff's not delivered. Great customer service from the U.S. Postal Service, and we can see why they're such dicks now still. I mean, some people who work there are fine, but I just could not believe the level of, attitude that they can hold I didn't even know this guy. There's no reason he was doing this. Just didn't bother leaving a note and saying, hey, I can't deliver your mail because your name's not on the box. Had another one who did that. He said, you can't. And that's when I found out, wow, that's what was going on. Before I didn't even know. I could not find out why my mail wasn't getting delivered. Anyway. Gotta love this world, huh? Alright, so let's move on, and that's yellow's turn. We'll go on to green. And green 2 has been knocked out. Landed on an ad, jumped over to the family style, 156,000. We're seeing the players just start dropping very fast. Now, here's what's weird, though. It's going to take a while. Now that it's a 2-player game, the people who are living on the edge have been knocked out. Now there's a lot of money on both sides. Chicken's more powerful, but family style actually has a significant amount of cash sitting here. They were at 300 and something thousand. I don't think they're below that. We're seeing chicken in the same kind of place. And the ability that I would say this is actually not a complete toss-up. Chicken's got the edge. They're a bigger powerhouse, and he's got the steak jump. But enough that they can actually, make a challenge. I don't think it's a guaranteed game. So now it's almost like having hit the mid-game of a 2-player game. A couple bad lucky breaks, and chicken's more likely to get the good breaks here because the family style just doesn't have that many markets. But a couple of bad breaks by one player or the other, and this could be over very quickly. But things could kind of go, where it stretches out for a while. And really the question here is, does somebody get knocked out or does it go to $1 million? Because if both players kind of survive for a while, it could well go to $1 million. Which is kind of a rarity, actually. Usually you knock someone out. Anyway, family's got another token to buy to kind of solidify their power. And then and they may want to try to cut off the stake world here. And then, well, we've got a 2-player game running now. So yellow ran around the board, hitting around start, after family shifted an ad for landing on start. Yellow's pulling 150,000 every time they go around the board. That's enough that, we're already at 300,000, say, they were going to make, it's only going to take 4 or so times around the board, but that's a lot of time. So instead of that, I'm trying to speed things up a little bit. Another stake over here. Now that splits the stake powerhouse apart, but there isn't a lot of room, and it's unlikely that they were going to be able to get all their markets. They would have started another corporation, except black only has 1, so they can't go to 3. So they're going with this. They would have loved to have gotten a chicken market there. They can't do that. So, well, do what they can to improve their potential earnings. Because even a single stake at $25,000 is a fair hit. So it's kind of an impressive blast, even if you can hit somebody with just 1. And just 1 it is, $30,000 down the drain, or $25,000 down the drain, $30,000 that yellow gets to pay. They lose money overall, but get to grow their empire for stake, thereby making it more painful the next time. Hey, I don't think stake can connect up here. 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, actually, they could connect those up. And family doesn't really have the power to stop them. So they're going to have to get another corporation out. And if they bring another one out, well, then it becomes potential for the chicken player to throw another one in play. All right, onward. Well, black goes around the strategy opportunity card space, and they have 3 cards, any which they can play. Good credit opportunity. This gives you a loan, not a good option. Usually it's a loser's option because the cost for paying the interest on that loan is much worse than not having it. I mean, you're paying $20,000 a time around the board. That's kind of painful. You also have $100,000 in your hand. So, they don't need the cash. So taking the loan doesn't really help, and that doesn't help you towards winning. It counts against you then. Sell out to outside investors. This one's impressive. You can sell the market and all attached franchises at full cost to the bank. But if he was in a position where and by the way, the red player tore up one of his franchises. If he was in the position where he could sell a bunch of stuff, now he can only sell 1 franchise on a gray square, but the rest would have been all his connected stuff. That's possible to put you over the $1 million all at once. So that's kind of an interesting card, but he's not in position for that yet. It was going to put him, maybe I don't remember how much, but it wasn't very close. Final one's a franchise opportunity. Hey, he gets to buy a franchise at normal cost and could expand into a market. Well, that's the best he can do. He'll hook his stuff back up for $24,000. Yellow comes around and builds themselves another stake market. All unconnected, but each one is potent enough to make a significant change and not a total change in the game, but a significant change in the money at $25,000 a pop. And the more he has, the easier it'll be to link them together and make them into a death blow onto black. Yellow is kind of cursing his luck here. He's just been cut off by black, who landed on a family style and expanded here. Now, yellow whips around investment opportunity, can build somewhere, and lands on San Diego where he can buy this. Hard set of choices. Basically, he's not going to be able to link up unless he goes through Phoenix. He only has 1 more market left. What he's going to do is kind of play towards both sides at once and put a $40,000 investment a $70,000 market, $110,000, figuring he probably won't be able to link everything up anyway. But this can be at four franchises a significant hit still at $100,000 a blast. So it's worth building and just try to link these two. Yeah, Phoenix might be better, whatever. We can see what happens. It's possible that maybe Chicago won't get linked, that he'll land on Phoenix and rip up Chicago and move it over there. All up in the air. But anyway, right now he owes $110,000 to add that steak and salad. For Black's investment opportunity, well, he's blocked. Family Style is out of tokens to play. So he's able to start a new company, and he takes Dark and Gooey Chocolate, Dark and Gooey out of St. Louis. And, well, why this one? He's not going to see a lot of markets no matter what. He might hook two up, but the biggie here is to prevent stake from going across. $12,000 franchise cost is enough, and unless Chicken gets demolished, he's probably not going to be able to make hay with something like Pizza Pavilion or Whole Donuts that want to control a large swath of the board. This is really his best choice, except maybe Burger Brothers, which would give a more flexible strategy. But right now, he thinks the Dark and Gooey works fine. The only reason he might go with another one is if he could cut down, he could then rip up some of his Family Style stuff and ooze himself into a market back here. That's a tempting prospect, but right now, Dark and Gooey looks like the best moneymaker at this point, and he'll go with that. Again, iffy choice. But he landed on an event. Let's draw it. Advance to start. Okay, he just moves over here, and it'll be as though he landed there. He'll get his capital for that, and have the right to put an advertisement for Dark and Gooey. What a bonus. And after going to start, paid off some money, got his Dark and Gooey ad in place. Then Yellow moved on, and here, hey, now there are two companies under Black. Forget about ice cream. I'm just keeping these out here because once I've already set them up and pulled them out of the bags, I might as well leave them available. He opens up Burger Brothers. I mean Brothels. Brothers. So Burger Brothers, maybe not the optimal solution here. He would have rather put Dark and Gooey Chocolate in this little space. Bigger money payout. But this is the best thing he can do with this space. He's really kind of looking just to fill up the board and grab spaces and prevent opportunities at this point. Is Burgers the best thing to prevent opportunities with? No, not necessarily, but he's got the money to run it and might as well make the hits cost more. Burger Brothers isn't powerful the way Steak is in terms of, oh man, you're going to pay if you land on it. But it's a little bit stronger than Chicken, and if he can't connect it up, well, at least he can do some damage with it. We'll see where that all winds him up. Black lands in Detroit, where he blows the $20,000 to drop an Ice Cream Scream. That puts another threat on stake, another direction that bad things could happen. Again, grabbing market locations, denying this to Burger Brothers. Big advantage? Hard to tell. That $20,000 though isn't probably going to do a lot of good, and now he can hold three companies too. Now each of them still has another corporation they can put out. There's just not much room on the board though, and I see no real reason that anybody's going to do it. Ice Cream Scream is sort of the boner corporation. It's the cheapest thing at $20,000 for a market that you can stick people into markets just to kind of prevent other people from getting them with something better. Donut at $30,000, almost as cheap, with a huge, much cheaper at $6,000 franchise versus the $10,000 ability to cover the board with bonuses. Pizza, a little more expensive than both of them, but well, it has a much higher hit cost. Ice cream and donuts kind of are things that you're just not really trying to crush the other player and do damage to them with. But you can do it with pizza. Pizza is kind of a nice balanced approach. I always like pizza a lot. Pizza. All right, let's see where we are. We're heading into the yellow player turn. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to load this one up again and just keep going. And I know, hey, there's not a lot happening. You're making me watch a game like Monopoly. Well, you don't have to watch. This is I don't know how else to present it except by giving what's happening. And there are key events happening a lot of the times, even if there aren't key decisions being made a lot of the times.